Happy Sunday! We're just sitting around the house, can you hear it? And I am editing my videos for the day. Our friend from San Francisco, Nika, is visiting, so she's being silly. Nika and Alex are enjoying some champagne. Say hi, Nika!
What's up?
What's up, girl? So, say hi.
Hey.
What do you want to say?
I want to say hello, and
She's looking for a husband.
I'm looking for a husband, so if you have any suggestions, please send them my way.
She lives in San Francisco.
Well, here, like, she needs to do like a runway walk, so like...
Oh,
you want to do a runway walk?
No.
Okay, so Nika, Nika, what are you looking for in a husband?
He needs to be good looking. He needs to be rich. He needs to be smart.
She's very smart. Nika has like 2 master's degrees,
He needs to be
right?
very smart. I have 1 master's degree.
In
My
business.
MBA.
She's her MBA.
Yes, I have my MBA. He has
Who?
to be smart. He has to be intelligent. He needs to be taller than me. Athletic.
Oh, they're gonna come for you in the comments.
No, they're not.
Oh! Why?
We're trying to convince Alex to start his YouTube channel.
Yes. So leave comments and tell us why Alex
smell
should
so
start.
good.
Oh, thank you.
You smell so good.
She hasn't
Thank
showered.
you. I haven't.
I'm getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go to my meeting. Alex was watching Ozark. Look at this is my day. Do you wear flip-flops around San Francisco?
No. I'm scared on the street. There's needles on the street.
Nika.
Seriously.
Jeez.
No.
So anyway, I just thought I would throw in an old friend. How long have you been in San Francisco now?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
Oh, look at little Boo Radley. Little Boo Radley.
Hi, Boo. 5 years in July.
And you love it.
I love it.
What's the best thing about San Francisco?
I would say the weather, and there's tons of food, like good.
She said she misses her cuisine, is what she said.
I said my taste buds, my cuisine, it's changed since I left Indianapolis because I was all about some Cracker Barrel and Popeyes.
Which I'll tell you, like, when I was in Chicago last weekend,
Okay,
I literally, like, got some, like, my friend, like, ordered, like, Popeyes.
All right, so, no. So I'm getting ready to go to my meeting, and I will talk to you guys later. I love you. It was so fun seeing Nika. Going to my meeting. She's actually getting ready to leave here in just a little bit. I think Alex is going to order a pizza or something and watch Ozark. She's in town visiting her mom. But, Nika is originally from, well, she just told, after 9 years, she told us, she goes, you know, nobody out there calls me Nika, they call me Nika. And we were like, okay, well, did you not correct him? And she's like, well, actually, the real pronunciation of my name is Nika. I just never corrected you guys. And I'm like, well, we'll call you Nika from now. And she goes, okay, I appreciate that. But anyway, after 9 years of knowing her, I miss her. We used to have so much fun together. But anyway, she was one of the very first friends that Alex and I met together as a couple. And she's originally from Nigeria. And so she and I got talking about Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who wrote Americana, who's a Nigerian writer. And she's the one that talked about the power of the story. And I said, have you seen her TED Talks? She goes, yes. And she goes, the power of a story. I said, oh my God. I said, here I am, I have to leave. And we're getting ready to talk about this. It so reminded me of back in the day when my mom was there and we would sit around and drink coffee. And so for a couple minutes, she and I were talking about that. And we were talking about, I had read Colson Whitehead's The Underground Railroad, and she said she really wanted to read it. And then I was kind of explaining to her the whole thing I did about my video with the usage of that word. And she said, we don't need to even use that word or even say that word. She said, you know, and it was just, God, I miss intellectual conversations with people. It's so fun. And so, yeah. But she goes back, so she goes back tomorrow. So we always get to see our friends like on the last day. I mean, it so reminds me of like my mom when I was growing up. Like her friends would come in for like a day and stay with us, and then they would like leave. And it would be like so much fun the day that they would come, and my mom would make a huge dinner and everybody would sit around and, you know, whatever. And like, and the kids, we would like go upstairs and like whisper and talk late at night while my mom and her friend would sit and drink a couple beers or have a couple glasses of wine. And oh, I miss all that. It was fun back in the summer, you know, or in the fall, or whenever they would come to visit. Those were the days, my friends. Anyway, I love when we have people visit. Alex and I, we really want to finish our basement because we have a full basement and we want to make it into like a second bedroom so that we can have guests come over and stay in the basement. Because in that way, there's like a place for them. Because right now, if people stay at our house, they have to stay in our, on our couch, and then they have to like use our bathroom upstairs to get changed. But if we had another bathroom downstairs in the basement, and then we had we finished the whole basement and made like a little separate like bedroom area, which is what our plan is, like make a second bedroom and then with a bathroom, and then have like a great room, which the bathroom would have 2 doors, one to like the family room and then like one to the bedroom, so you could like close it off. Does that make sense? That's what we want to do with the basement. So maybe in the next year, that will be what we're doing. We were actually talking today earlier about like in 2018, not traveling and focusing all of our money on renovations for our house. Because Melissa and Jason are doing all of these renovations on their house, and we were kind of jealous. We were like, oh, we want to get our house exactly how we want it. So, Alex is like, I don't talk much about this on here, but like Alex has been looking at MBA programs for the last couple of years in Indianapolis, and she went to Butler, and Alex wants to go to Butler, and but there's a couple MBA programs in Indianapolis and around Indianapolis that he's looked at. So we would definitely be here for like another 2 years, probably another 3 or 4 years. But realistically, probably another 4 years. So, and at the same time, kind of maybe look for a place in Florida. It's been a good day. So I got up this morning. I was on time to my sober commitment thing that I had. It was so much fun. I had a good time. It was at a completely different place today. And I guess it doesn't matter if I say this. It was at the Colts training complex, the Colts, Indianapolis Colts, which is like this huge place, and it was very cool, and I'm not a football fan, but even though it's football season, sorry folks, I'm not, I don't get it. People have tried to teach me, my mom and dad have tried to teach me football for years, and I don't understand it, but it was at their training facility, and it was very cool, and it was really a nice facility. And that was at 9:30. I got out of there at about 10:30, and then I came home, and then Alex had just gotten up, and I was like, are you going back to bed? He was like, yeah, I'm really tired. And I was like, could we go eat brunch and then maybe go back to bed? Because I'm like really hungry right now. So we went to Patashu. I wouldn't say I broke my diet. I stayed vegetarian. I haven't had anything else today. I probably won't, but I did have an awesome omelet and an everything bagel and potatoes. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to be back on my diet full time. But it was so good. I mean, it was so good. We sat outside. It was like a brisk early fall day. I had this like big flannel shirt on and shorts, and it was really, we had a good time. They had cinnamon coffee, and then we came home and took a nap, and then I went into my office and I made videos. And then, yeah, that was about it. Now I'm going to my meeting, which I'm actually really excited about going to tonight. I don't know why. See my friends, and then I might either go get Tanya to take her to get a fountain Coke, or she's happy because her son lives in Florida now, and he was like in the way of the hurricane because he lives in like St. Petersburg area. But apparently she just texted me and told me that they moved it to I'm charging my phone, it went from a 4 to a 2 hurricane. So that's good. Is that good? Like, I think that's much better, right? So, yeah. Those were the days, my friend. I was telling Alex, I was like, I love Sundays. I was telling him that at brunch today. He was like, well, what is it about Sundays that you love? I was like, I don't know. I just love Sundays. It's like relaxing. I don't feel like I have to, like, much to do. Although every day this week I want to clean one thing out to continue to like declutter our house, because our house is like so cluttered. Yeah, like our house is not cluttered. Like if you looked around, you wouldn't see like clutter around. But like I still have like old dishes of my mom that she like collected like in the pantry and like or in the kitchen, and I need to just like throw them out. Like nice dishes, but like I'll probably donate them to Goodwill or something because I don't want them anymore. And it's like they're just taking up space, and we're not going to use them, so why not get rid of them, you know? And, yeah. And then go through like the vases, the pots, and the pans. My aunt passed away, and my cousin had her entire condo cleaned out, completely spotless, and she only took one box with her 2 weeks later. There is no reason that 9 years later I shouldn't have this condo completely spotless and cleaned out. It's just ridiculous, and I need to just get it done. You can't take that stuff with you, so, I don't know why I hold on to it. I don't know what I think I'm going to do with it someday, sell it all on eBay or something. That's not going to happen. I'm just not that organized, first of all, so. Yep. Well, I'm going to get off here, I think, and listen to a little bit of Janet. I said Janet. Janet Jackson. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. A little bit of Janet's. Yeah. And I will talk to you later. All right, guys. See you in a little bit. Hello. Okay, it is 12:22, and I am leaving Tanya's house. And you guys, I'm going to do like 5 minutes more, and then I'm going to make this a really short vlog today. I am so tired. Alex just went to bed with the dogs. I just want to crawl in bed with my husband. I'm like in a really good mood tonight, and I just want to get I want to get like 8 or 9 hours of really good sleep. So instead of driving around and listening to my audiobook tonight, I am just going to go home and snuggle next to my husband and my dogs with the fan right on me. I have an early day tomorrow. I have a meeting at 11 to 1. This project planning thing that I have to do. This board that I sit on. So I'm going to do that, and then I have the rest of the day off. So I don't want to be tired. I want to be up. I want to be rested for that. So I'm going to vlog for about 5 minutes. I don't know, maybe a little bit longer than that. I'll do a circle. I left Tanya, so I'll go around, do a circle, and come back, and then bid you good night. I had an amazing meeting tonight. Talked a lot about grieving, and it was interesting because I haven't talked on here a lot about grieving. Like, I feel like sometimes when I do, people are like, I get so tired of you talking about your mom, but like, my aunt died in January too, and I feel like sometimes like I responded to those differently, and Tanya and I were talking about that tonight, because it's like, when my mom passed away, it was such an honor. First of all, being sober while my mom was sick and passed away was like such an honor and such a privilege, because I was able to be present for that process, and very much so, like, my mother gave me birth, I was able to like give her death, because it was a very cathartic process, and she was very, very sick. And so it wasn't like I was messed up and I didn't know what decisions to make. I had very like spiritual consultation on what to do in those situations, and I don't have a lot of guilt, and I feel very positive about the choices that I made, and and working with my sponsor and my spiritual advisor and Tanya and other friends of mine and my aunt at the time. Ooh, I smell a skunk or something gross. And ooh, what is that smell? It doesn't smell like a skunk. It smells like something else, which is so funny because at the same time my butt is like starting to itch. But it's not that, I promise. But anyway, it was like this, But then when my aunt passed away in January, like my aunt and my mom were my aunt and my cousin were so good for me, like when my mom passed away, that I could just kind of like be present, like show up, suit up and show up, but I didn't like have to like do anything, right? Like I had to make decisions, but I didn't have to do it all. Like I just had to show up to like the viewing and stand in line and show up to like they took care of everything else. And then when my aunt passed away in January, it allowed me to do for my cousin what they had done for me. And being sober gives me that today. It allows me, I have grown up sober, like having gotten sober at 22. I consider myself a person of character today. I consider myself a man, not a boy. And how I look at the world. And being a man or being a woman versus being a boy and being a girl is really about being an adult, so to speak, is really about being responsible and doing the right thing that's in front of you, you know, and suiting up and showing up. And when somebody needs you, being there for them and taking their calls. And, you know, it's very much like if somebody passes away, you make a casserole or buy or make a loaf of banana bread and take it over there and say, I'm so sorry, what can I do for you? Can I clean your house? You know, is there anything you need me to do? No, I don't need anything, you know? And sometimes it's respecting people and giving them their space. Sometimes they'll say, I need all of this done, and then you do it. And you just, you know, it's just, there's this woman in sobriety that I really respect, and she and Tanya have a friend in common whose husband died of brain cancer. And Tanya, like, knew that she was, like, a neighbor of theirs, but she, like, this woman that's sober, but she didn't, like, know her. She didn't know, like, that she knew, okay, that wasn't that deep friendship. And so she came to her that night at the meeting that we were there, like, the day that it happened, and she said, do they need anything? And Tanya said, no, they don't really need anything. And she said, I mean, anything they need, I know I don't know them very well, but I'm more than willing to do whatever I can. I'm their neighbor, you know? And she said, well, you know what would be really nice is that they had a huge yard. They haven't been able to mow their yard, you know, in like a month, and it's really bad. He died in the summer. And the next day, Tanya's friend called her and said, I looked out there this morning, Tanya, and like the yard was like mowed and so-and-so was just finishing it. And Tanya was like, her respect level like grew by leaps and bounds. She already liked this person, but she was like, I asked one time and she like went and just did it. Like, no, you know, no questions asked, just, you know, suit up, show up, this is who I am. This person has no idea what they're doing on a roundabout, so I know that they're gonna go straight here. Am I right? Am I wrong? See? I knew it. That's why these roundabouts, people in Indiana do not know how to drive in roundabouts. So anyway, I would have been dead right there. But anyway, I love that. I love that we just suit up and show up. But for me, I have to ask, you know, like, that's my responsibility today. Do you need something from me? And if somebody asks, I don't question it. I don't go, oh, I don't want to ask, because if they tell me that they want me to do something, then I'll have to do it, you know? And so grieving is different for me today. It doesn't mean that I ignore my feelings. It doesn't mean that I ignore my emotions or, you know, what's going on with me. It means that I feel them, I don't numb them, and I express them, but that I'm of service to other people, and I don't make that situation about me. Because see, 23 years ago, had my mom passed away, I would have said, well, you should do all this kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm going through? I was an only child, you know, like, and I would have been drunk the whole time, and I would have been an embarrassment had my mother still been alive. And that's who I would have been. I mean, I don't even have to question that. I know that is who I would have been 23 years ago. And thank God I'm not that person today. You know, thank God that I make good choices, and most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, and that I'm able, you know, when it comes to situations like that, I make good choices. And it's hard because, like, I am so socially anxious that sometimes, like, I don't want to go to, like, my neighbor or, you know, a friend and say, hey, like, do you need something from me? I'm really sorry that you're going through this. And sometimes it's easier for me just to stay silent, and I have to get out of myself, you know. We have to, I think what I'm saying is that grieving is not something that we do alone, you know? I think it's okay for us to help other people through their process. Not force it on them, not say, well, you need to grieve and all that kind of stuff. Letting people emotionally grieve on their own, but maybe helping out with the stuff around it. I don't know. It just got me really thinking tonight, and how, like, how I've just changed over time, you know, and how, like, I mean, I used to make everything about me, whether it was church or, I remember the Thanksgiving before I got sober, my dad called me and said, you know, like, we would prefer if you didn't come for Thanksgiving, and your mom and your aunt don't want you to come either, because you'll just screw everything up. And I made that about me, you know, oh, nobody loves me, nobody loves me. It wasn't that nobody loved me, it was that I was a mess, you know? And how hard that would have been for my dad to make that phone call, I can't even imagine, you know? But he did. And I didn't go. And I remember crying my eyes out, drunk, to the woman at the drive-thru at White Castle about, I can't believe my family doesn't love me and they don't even want me there for Thanksgiving. She gave me my food for free. She felt so bad for me. I don't know. I was blackout drinker, but I remember that. So, you know, it is what it is. And we live it and we learn, and I'm a different person than I was today. I am a different person today than I was then. And I'm thankful for that, you know? I'm thankful that I can be of service to other people and not always be so self-centered and selfish and think about myself. It's like tonight, like Tanya's son lives in St. Petersburg area, and she's very, very worried about him because I think the eye of the hurricane, even though it's been reduced to like a 2 or a 3, is supposed to like pass over him at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I said to Tanya when she left, I said, hey, listen, I'll keep my phone on. If you need to call me or text me, and she just need to, because her husband's there, but if you need to call me or text me, she said, please leave your phone on. I said, I will, sweetie, don't worry about it, you know? And if she calls me or texts me, I'll be up and we can talk, you know? And I can talk her through that. Because sometimes that's all we need, is just to talk to somebody and say, hey, I'm scared, or I'm not doing well, or, you know, whatever. So, it'd be very, very scary to be in Florida right now. I hope everybody's staying safe. So, that was a weird ending to this whole vlog today, wasn't it? Do you guys, like, ever start my vlogs and you're like, what do you think of my vlogs? Like, sometimes I'm like, what the hell? Like, you guys must think I'm a nut job. But, like, really, it's just like, I just talk out loud about the stuff that goes on through my head, you know? I just started a new audiobook. Last night I finished Openly Straight, and today I started this new book that is supposed to be fantastic. It's called The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and I'm reading it with Tom Talks Books, who is another booktuber. You should go check him out. He's from the UK, and one of the things I love about BookTube is meeting people that love books from all over the world, and the idea that books bring us all together, I think, is just really cool, you know? So, I gotta get right into that book tomorrow, though, because I got 10 hours and 40 minutes that I have to finish by Sunday. So, yeah. Life is so much fun, isn't it? It really is. I mean, it's the bitter and the sweet. It's those sad times of grieving and going through tragic events and whatever, but then it's the good days and the other side of that, the flip side, you know? It's the bitter and the sweet that makes life just absolutely so precious and wonderful. Well, all right, you guys, I'm going to go home and snuggle up next to my dogs and my husband and get a good night's sleep. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.